Four-game set between the Athletics and the Angels from Southern California. Enjoy, everybody, and we'll talk to you after the ball game.
Down the California coast to Orange County. That's where the Athletics will start their road trip this week with 4 against the Angels, seeing their AL West foes for the first time this season right here at the Big A. We're glad you're along with us here tonight. Hello, everyone. Jenny Kavnar with Dallas Braden. And hopefully for the Athletics, they can get back to their winning ways out on the road, a place that they've found a lot of comfort with a winning record, and no better person to start it off than JT Ginn on the mound.
Yeah, they got a man out there, the right-hander, who's toting an anvil around out there in his back pocket. The super sanker, as I like to call it, from JT Ginn. It's a pitch that he can use in a multitude of ways. It's a pitch that he can use to get early contact if he needs it. He can get swing and miss on this pitch. It's something he can use to bail himself out of trouble. And speaking of trouble, well, we haven't really seen much over the last 2 outings. 14 innings combined in 2 starts against the Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals. Just 1 earned run allowed, and he's been a model of efficiency. When he's talking about getting you out of there, 3 pitches or less, 54% of the time. Big league average, Jenny, 44%.
Yeah, you love that road ERA too. Just 1.48 for Ginn out on the road. Well, these Angels, they have not played their best baseball as of late. Look no further than their series against the Dodgers over rivalry weekend. They scored just 3 runs, lost 6 in a row. They are definitely going through it right now.
I think about my playing time, and I think about playing against these Halos here, and it feels like the win-loss records, you can kind of throw them out the window because you're always going to get a good brand of baseball, it felt like, playing against the Halos. Well, as of right now, they are riding, they might even be driving the struggle bus. 227 batting average right now as a group, not great. 186 runs, that's the 5th fewest in baseball. The 4.91 team ERA, also a struggle for the Halos. They're trying to figure out how to get outs. They're trying to figure out how to post runs, but hold your breath, because against the green and gold, it's always a good game and always a good series.
Yeah, to your point, the Halos took 9 of the 13 last year in the season series. Looking forward to good competition here this week in Southern California. Hopefully the A's ready to get their mojo back under the sunshine. We'll get you lineups. First pitch next.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
Use medications wisely, all by asking questions and letting science lead to the answers.
Gorgeous day in late May here in Anaheim. It's the Athletics and the Angels meeting for the first time here in 2026, and it'll be the first of a 4-game set. JT Ginn will be the leader of the pack here for the green and gold to try and right the ship and get back on track, sitting at a record of 23 and 23. Let's get to game time weather, brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is 70 degrees, 54% humidity, and you see those palm trees just waving with a little bit of wind there, 12 miles per hour. Hopefully the only thing raining down today, I know Shooty Babbitt said there's no rain in Southern California. I'd like to see a little home run parade rain. That'd be nice.
Not opposed to it.
That would be nice from the green and gold. Obviously a tough one yesterday for the Athletics. They were in a 2-1 game against the San Francisco Giants and ultimately lost 10-1. The Angels in a very similar boat against their rivals up north in the Los Angeles Dodgers down here at Angels Stadium. They also lost a 10-1 final yesterday. So both teams looking to reset to start the week. And you see Bobby Crosby there in the dugout. A couple boys, including some coaches, coming home here to Southern California, seeing their parents, seeing their good friends. Always good to play in front of friends and family.
Well, it was nice. I got to see Bobby Crosby's mother.
Oh yeah, Mama Crosby.
Dear friend of mine. Good to see the smile on her face. Got to see the family, which was nice. I know Bones is always excited about coming down here to Southern California. Got to see what is a staple here in Southern California, whether you're at a Halos game or you're at a Dodger game. Mr. Scott Boras and Mikey and the boys.
Oh, yeah. Love it. There's Walbert Urania, who will be starting for the Angels today, getting ready to head out of the dugout, hopefully take the field here momentarily as they're still exchanging lineup cards with the umpiring crew. So the rookie Urania. See the GA patches on the Angels uniforms for the late Garrett Anderson, honoring him this year.
I was talking to some folks and some fans as the Halos take the field earlier today about some of the tough lineups that I had to face, and just kind of working through those lineups, and you remember a lot of those names, and one that always stood out and will always stand out in my memory is that of Garrett Anderson. Just an absolute animal on the diamond, an even better human being.
Let's take a look at the A's starting lineup today, brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Well, for the first time in 2026, we'll see Carlos Cortez lead it off for the green and gold. Shea Langeliers hitting second. Nick Kurtz has the 40-game streak reaching base. That's on the line here tonight. Brent Rooker as the DH. Tyler Soderstrom, Henry Bolte, Jeff McNeil, Zach Geloff, and Daryl Hernandez to round it out.
And the young man on the mound this evening for game one of this 4-game set here between the Halos and the Athletics, Walbert Urania. It's going to be a 6th start of the season. When you see the numbers, this dude's been dealing. He's dealt with some traffic here and there, but I think for the most part, what Urania has been able to do is make big pitches. You talk about a guy who's getting an opportunity to start baseball games at the big league level. There's going to be some learning curve that comes along with that. But talking to the skipper, Kurt Suzuki, today, he says he's responded nicely to what's been asked of him, and there's no reason for him to think that Urania will not continue to respond and answer the bell.
Let's take a look at the defense behind him here tonight for game one. It is Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher for the Halos. Nolan Shonwell at first, Adam Frazier at second, Zach Netos at short, Yon Moncada at the hot corner, and in the outfield left to right, it's Josh Lowe, Mike Trout, and Joe Adell.
There he is. There he is. Kurt Suzuki. Dear friend of mine.
It's manager Kurt Suzuki to you, sir.
That's Zook. That's what it is. It's Zook, it's Pono, but it's the skipper is who it is. First year at the helm of the Halos. And I was kind of joking with him. Hey, what's more difficult? Coaching travel ball? Coaching the big leagues? What do you got?
What did he say? Probably the parents in travel ball, right? Way more challenging.
Something to that effect.
Something to that effect for sure. Well, it's nice for you former battery mates to get together. Spent a lot of time with that man when you were on the mound, and now you're watching him in the dugout, calling the shots for the Halos. First pitch to Cortez missing, and he'll start with a 1-0 count. Good to see Carlos leading off here. He's that great .346 batting average this season. We're in a 2-0 count. Let's take a look at the umpiring crew calling balls and strikes. It's Nestor Ceja behind the dish. Then it's Louis Krupa at first. That's Chris Cuccione right there, the crew chief at second, and David Rackley is at third. Three
Partner,
balls out of the zone to start.
You brought it up today when we showed up here in the booth. Said, how many times you see a guy finish off a ball game on the mound and then hit leadoff the next day?
Right? Carlos Cortez can do it all. He'll watch the pitch, he'll take a walk, and this is a good start for the Athletics. A base runner to begin.
Well, we've taken a tour around the umpiring crew. Let's deep dive on Nestor Ceja. Born in Mexico, grew up in Granada Hills, California. Went to college, Arizona State, Sun Devil. It's a very vertical strike zone, so we're talking up and down. He's been overturned on 55% of the ABS challenges.
Langeliers will get the first strike of the night from Urania.
But I think what's going to be interesting here is understanding what JT Ginn brings to the table in terms of that sinking fastball, the north and south portion of this zone, something that could very well come into play here with Ceja behind the plate this evening.
The 0-1 swung on, fly ball, Shallow center charging in is Mike Trout, and he will call off Adam Frazier, who met him as he made the catch. 1 out.
That'd have been a homer yesterday in Sacramento. Time now for StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. We're going to take a look at the toolbox of Urania this evening. Changeup 34% of the time, sinking fastball, four-seam fastball, and the sweeper. So you see a guy leading with the changeup, but a good sinker and four-seam fastball combination to go along with that sweeping slider.
First pitch to Nick Kurtz, in for a strike. On cue of the sweeper you were just mentioning.
22-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, signed by the Halos back in 2021. As we told you, it's his first go here in the big leagues.
Quickly 0-2 for Kurtz.
And there's that changeup, and it's a power changeup. Talking 92 miles an hour. We've seen the four-seamer up at 98 already. And we talked about the traffic, though. I mean, he's thrown the ball well over his last few games. 2.25 ERA over the last few games, 7 walks.
Of course, the guy up to bat right now has walked a lot this season. 44 walks for Nick Kurtz. To lead all of baseball, he's reached base in 40 consecutive games as they check over on Cortez. Think about that. He's played 45 games. He's reached base in 40 consecutive.
Well, and a lot of it,
check down, did not go.
and a lot of it has to do with that right there. You know, being able to see ball out of hand and not the baseball, but seeing that it is a ball, it's a non-competitive pitch. Does a lot for a guy, and what you got to pay attention to tonight with Urania is how he's going to vary the looks. You see on the left, that's against left-handed pitchers. Change up 45% of the, or hitters, excuse me. Change up 45% of the time, and that number goes down against the right-handers, and you can see the success rate as well.
That'll be an ABS challenge here. And ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
That ball well low out of the zone. And that was a ball for sure. Just confirming, I guess.
So 12 pitches in. The Angels really lost a challenge here.
Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal, but again, against Nick Kurtz, if you think you have a chance to punch a guy out like him and get rid of him, then I can understand, I guess.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled. And you're right, Dallas, what a great example of who Nick Kurtz can be in the batter's box. I mean, an 0-2 count, works his way to a 3-2 count with the great eye that he has. And driving the pitch count up here. Seeing them all. Payoff pitch, and it is a foul ball.
We'll see, you've got the sinker in the mid to upper nines, the four-seam fastball touching 99 right now. Ohabi just unable to hold on to it.
And the 3-2. That's going to be strike 3. Nick Kurtz took the changeup. 2 gone.
And as we showed you the splits, that pitch leading the charge against the left-handers, and you can see why. Great movement. And that thing just darts back over.
2 gone, and Cortez on first. It'll bring up the designated hitter in Brent Rooker. Pitch to Rooker, a swing and a miss up the sweeper. I mean, Dallas is a changeup artist yourself. Is it fun to see 92 as the miles per hour on the changeup?
It makes me jealous. It makes me question how I ever pitched at this level, let alone had any sort of semblance of success at this level.
Oh, sorry to bring that up. My bad.
But, you know, that's just the day and age we're in right now where, I mean, horsepower is king.
Swing and a miss for Rooker. 1-2. He's finished the homestand just 2-4. Lost consecutive series to National League teams. First the St. Louis Cardinals and then the Giants over the weekend. You see that road record at 13-11. It's the place to be for the A's. Second best in the American League. A real reason for Mark Kotze's squad why they're sitting in first place in the American League West at a 23-23 record. Swing and a miss. Rooker goes down on strikes. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It'll be time for JT Ginn.
$88 air conditioning tune-ups. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Back at Anaheim. Scoreless here as we go to the bottom of the first. JT Ginn will be facing this lineup for the Halos. The starting lineup brought to you by your Bay Area Chevrolet dealers. Zach Neto leads it off. Then it's Mike Trout, Nolan Shonowell. Soler is the DH. Moncada, Joe Adell, Lowe, Ohapi, and Adam Frazier.
JT Ginn on the mound tonight for the green and gold. Looking to turn in another outstanding effort, as we've seen the last two, and we've mentioned the last two against the Phillies and the Cardinals. JT Ginn's been outstanding over those last two outings, Jenny. 14 innings, just one earned run allowed. And we've talked a lot about how JT Ginn has been able to utilize that sinker. We see a good sinker from Urania tonight. You see that one right there from Mr. Ginn. Neto bounces off his leg.
Yeah, he's going to hobble around for a minute here, and the home plate umpire and Mr. Seja is going to give him a second.
Right off the toes.
Yeah, those will be tingling for a minute. There's numbers for Neto this season through 47 games, played in every one for the Angels, a .223 batting average, 7 homers and 20 RBI. He also leads the American League when it comes to strikeouts, with 67 of those. Here's the 1-1 from Ginn. And foul.
Well, we've seen Zach Neto quite a bit. We'll see him all throughout the season. Remember, this is the first meeting here between the Halos and the Athletics this year.
That feels kind of late, right?
It does.
May 18th. This completes the division. A swing and a miss and a strikeout off the sinker. Neto down. That's the first out. Let's take a look at the defense for the Athletics here tonight. Shea Langolier is doing the catching after a day of rest on Sunday. It's Nick Kurtz at first, Jeff McNeil at second, Daryl Hernandez at short, Zach Geloff at third, Tyler Soderstrom's in left, Henry Bolte in center, and Carlos Cortez in right here tonight. And that'll bring up Mike Trout. The Angels have lost 6 straight. They haven't played many division games as this is popped up on the right side. McNeil will head towards the grass and make the catch. 2 gone.
Well, we mentioned the road record for the Athletics. Help you win ball games. Scoring runs also helps you win ball games. And that's what's been a struggle for the Angels. You see the -60 run differential, worst in baseball. And either way you slice it, I mean, there's teams that have winning records even with a negative run differential.
Swung on for Nolan Shonowell out to right, and Cortez all over it. 3 up, 3 down for JT Ginn. Nice start for the Athletics. Take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota. Even down there on the beach, it's a good spot to watch the Athletics. Here in Southern California all week, 4 against the Angels, and then the weekend against the San Diego Padres. Tyler Soderstrom takes a pitch, 1-0. It'll be Soderstrom, Bolte, and McNeil. Wilber Urania, 20 pitches in that first inning, facing 4 batters, had the leadoff walk to Cortez, and then able to get the 3 outs. Well, JT Ginn coming out, just 7 pitches for him.
Well, that's what he's been able to do, I think, for the most part this season, and especially over the last 2 outings, but just the efficiency.
Swung on and caught by the first baseman, Nolan Shonowell. Took the elevator upstairs, and Tyler Soderstrom retired.
Well, and that can be frustrating, especially for a guy like Sodi, who I think has had a tough time getting him to land. I feel like it put a pretty good swing on a pitch, and unfortunately, Shonowell able to snag it out of thin air.
Walk on, and that'll bring up Henry Bolte. He checks back to see the location of that sinker. In his 5th game here tonight, first time at Angel Stadium. What a week for Henry Bolte.
Well, I think he's done a fantastic job of just kind of keeping things calm for himself, understanding what kind of a whirlwind it can be to come up to the big leagues. You're plugged into the lineup. I think what was nice was he had the first day to kind of settle in and just get his bearings. But after that, got right to work and has been in the thick of it, not only on the defensive side, but has swung the bat well. We've seen him utilize his speed.
And 5 for 13 at the plate. The walk, a stolen base. You mentioned the great catch. Ground ball to short, and Neto over to first, 2 gone.
Well, this is day 1. Well, I guess day 1 on the field. Day 2 in the big leagues. But that right there, you can just, it's the speed that I think if you're not sure of who the player is, you're not quite ready for. And I was actually going to mention the way that Zach Neto got rid of the baseball. You could tell he's well aware of the speed that Henry Bolte possesses. But I think he can kind of catch you by surprise if you're not ready for it.
Come on, the last name should give it away, right?
Hey.
Like Lightning Bolte up the line there. 2-0 here for Jeff McNeil.
That changeup again, and the fact that Urania very comfortable with it. Throw it when behind in the count, 2-0, a pitch he can use to get himself back into the count.
McNeil to right, and it'll be Joe Adell jogging over to make the catch on the run. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 2nd. It'll be the middle of the order coming up for the.
We're coming to Las Vegas, or no, excuse me, we are coming to Las Vegas, but right now we're talking StatCast. We'll get to that in a minute. What I want to show you is how JT Ginn has gone about getting the outs. 36 outs, and how have they come? Well, the sinker, the slider, cutter, changeup, 4-seamer. But I told you the sinker time and time again going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for JT Ginn. And you're watching Urania on the other side utilize the changeup as his dynamic weapon. JT Ginn has one of those as well.
Here's the 1-0 to Jorge Soler. He'll take a strike off the cutter.
And the idea is, if you can use it to get back into a count, like we've seen Urania utilize the changeup, it's a pitch that it feels like you could throw at any time to any hitter. And because of that confidence, it opens up the rest of your entire arsenal. And we always talk about trying to create a level of unpredictability about yourself on the mound.
The 2-1. In for strike.
And I think that's what's going to be exciting about watching this matchup.
And the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Ooh.
Uses the slider, gets his second strikeout.
How about this? Over the course of 10 games this season, we've seen him in relief a few times, but the starts, ERA under 3, opponents hitting just .229, and the fact that they have won ball games that JT Ginn has started 6-1 in his 7 starts. At the end of the day, I just want to put my teammates in a position to be able to win baseball games. And if that means I get roughed up early, but I'm able to chew up innings.
Moncada with a ground ball on the right side. That's where Darryl Hernandez was going, and he is able to get it to Kurtz, 2 outs.
That's a great play by Darryl, ranging to his left, up the middle. You got to make a strong throw on the run. You see where Darryl's parked at, right behind second base. Comes down after a pre-pitch and able to sling it on over there. Just a good job of ranging to make a strong throw at the end of it to cap it off.
Ends up Joe Adell, and he'll take the pitch outside.
And from a pitcher perspective, you understand that Jacob Wilson going to be a while before we see Jay Willie out there, who has taken some incredible strides in his own right defensively.
In the air, lifted out to right field, and it's shallow enough for Kurtz to make the catch in foul territory. How about a 9-pitch inning? Keep it rolling, JT Ginn here in Anaheim. True baseball fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
You see that fella in that shot down there out on the surfboard? I think that was Greg. I think that was Greg this morning.
Of course it was Greg. Greg's out there every morning, man.
I'm glad to hear.
There he is, our guy.
I'm glad to hear he made it out of the water today. For those who are into ripping lips, fishing, Jenny?
Yeah, I do get that reference. Yep.
There's been a great white or two sighting.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe you on that.
Well, you don't have to believe me. You can believe the fishing report, though. From what I understand, and I've got my ear to the waves. Right around 15-20 juvenile great whites pulled out of the water in a day the other day.
2-1 to Zach Geloff. There's a strike. I'm just going to keep on rolling into baseball here.
Yeah, so just keep them dogs you brought, keep them dangling just above the water line.
Easy. I did not put my toes in the sand this morning, but that is on tomorrow's agenda, no doubt. Just maybe not too far in, apparently.
Yeah, I'd leave your sea lion costume in the closet.
3-2 now for Geloff. Good eye. Zach got a hit in yesterday's game, the lone hit of the San Francisco series. Went 1 for 11 against the Giants. And a swing and a miss.
Tell you, that is a nasty cambio right now. That changeup on its best behavior for Ureña. And the early go is 92 miles an hour. Just a couple ticks down now at 90. This thing just bottoms out. Man.
And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter and Darryl Hernandez. Hernandez has been swinging it pretty well in the last couple weeks. 268's the average for the year. In the last 7 games, hitting .421.
I mean, there's been some other changeups that have been been sparkling.
Yeah, Christopher Sanchez. I think we saw that earlier this year.
But I'm talking from a right-hander perspective, Jenny.
Sure.
This thing is nasty. I mean, nasty. My goodness.
He's got Darryl to swing and miss at that changeup 2 pitches in a row. Does he go back to it?
I mean, why not?
There's a 1-2. Swung on, lifted in the air, out to right. Joe Adell will jog in. 2 gone. Back to the top of the order, and Carlos Cortez.
And we're talking about a pitch right now that's got 17, 18 inches where the horizontal break. I mean, that thing is just moving. And the fact that it's, 8 to 10 miles an hour off that fastball.
Pitch to Cortez. Seen 5 pitches now from Uriel. 5 been out of the zone. He walked in the first. 4 pitches as the leadoff hitter here today. The lone A to reach base so far in the game. Swung on and a drive, but foul. It's a perk that feels good for Carlos, right? Good vibes.
Some good memories.
His very first major league home run in this ballpark.
Well, I think as a hitter, you remember things like that. Not only the first pitcher you hit your first homer off of, first ballpark you hit your first long ball in.
Two and two the count. Pitch checked and fouled. Well, Dallas, he does remember the pitcher, but the pitcher was a position player.
That's okay, because you want to know what? You look at the back of the baseball card, it still counts. That's a long ball. Book it.
Well, now Carlos says, I'm also a pitcher. 3-2 count.
Well, my guess is a changeup's coming.
Shea Langoliers waiting on deck. Seeing if Carlos can reach here. Payoff pitch. It was the changeup. They'll check down. He held up, and another walk for Cortez.
What an at-bat. What an at-bat for Carlos Cortez. Spoiled a couple close pitches. Able to keep the at-bat going.
A 7-pitch walk, and now it'll be up to Shea Langoliers, the guy who leads the American League in hits this season. 57 of them. He swings at the first pitch. It's a grounder chopped to third. Moncada, the long throw. Shea's hustling up the line, and he's safe.
Well, this right here, Jenny, is all about Yoan Moncada slow playing it. Cadillacing it over at third base, not having the respect he should have for the speed of Shea Langoliers. I was applauding the base running and the athleticism of Shea Langoliers earlier today. And this is why. Because Shea is not a guy to just ho-hum it out of the box. You're going to get a hard 90 feet from Shea Langoliers. You see Moncada just taking his sweet time. And there's no other reason that Shea Langoliers is safe outside of the hustle he brings to the table every day and the fact that Yoan Moncada slow played it.
Pitch to Kurtz. 1-0. See if the A's have some 2-out magic in them here. 17 straight games for Shea now reaching base. His career high continues. Look at that, 462 Nick Kurtz is when it comes to batting with runners in scoring position. He's also gone 7 for 7 in the last opportunities. With runners in scoring position, a 2-1 count here. Swing and a miss. Urania goes to the changeup.
Just incredible depth on the pitch as well.
The 2-2. And now a full count.
And until he can, I think, consistently spot up that fastball, I think the hitters will start to catch on that he's just kind of using that fastball to speed you up so he can drop that changeup back on you.
And the payoff pitch fouled off.
And here's how he's gone about it. 23 changeups, 22 total fastballs between the four-seamer and the sinker. Sprinkled in a handful plus of sweepers, 8 of those.
2 on and 2 outs. The payoff pitch popped up on the left side. Moncada back into shallow left, and he'll make the catch. 2 left on for the Athletics. We'll go to the bottom of the third, bottom of the order.
Well, I told you we were coming to Vegas, and we're coming to Las Vegas Ballpark. That's going to be this summer. You can lock in standing room only tickets starting at just $15 for the Vegas series, presented by Friedman Injury Law. Catch us taking on the Brewers and the Rockies. Plus, you can enjoy exclusive nightly giveaways and can't miss moments all series long. It's going to be a good time. I know the players are looking forward to it. I know fans that I've talked to around the ballpark in Sacramento are excited about it.
It's going to be a great week. Josh Lowe's up to lead off the bottom of the third here. Takes a strike from JT Ginn. Just 179 this season for Lowe. Quickly 0-2, bottom of the order. Lowe, Ohapi, and Frazier. So again, we'll see here.
And something else JT Ginn has done a nice job of here in the early go is very rhythmic. There's not a lot of fiddling around out there. It's get it and go.
And a swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts. That's how he's led off each of the 3 innings. It's time now for the Blue Moon Bright Spot. When you look at MLB team road leaders this season, the Athletics on it, a 3.28 ERA. That's 4th in baseball. Talk a lot about the drastic splits sometimes between home and road, but Dallas, I think for this team out on the road, when you have had success, whether that's from a pitching perspective or an offensive perspective, you lean into it.
Well, you do, and I don't think there's any mystery as to why those numbers look a little different on the road as opposed to at home. I understand it's a tough ballpark to pitch in, but these guys understand that that's the reality of things. So what do? Well, when you're away from the ballpark, you stick to your game plan, you go out and you compete the way you know how. And I think at times it can be frustrating because you're aware of what those numbers look like away from that ballpark. And you almost say to yourself at times, what if? But you can't spend too much time doing that because, again, the reality is what it is. The situation is what it is. So away from the ballpark, you go get your outs, give your team a chance to win, and that's why their road record looks the way it does, best in the AL.
Here's the 2-1 to Logan Ohapi. Swing and a miss. We got the sinker working for JT Ginn. You got the changeup working for Walter Urania. We got 2 pitchers battling it out here in Anaheim. And Ohapi didn't want anything to do with that.
I mean, that is 95 just boring in on you. We saw Neto take a very off-balance, very uncomfortable swing. You see the same here from Ohapi. I mean, this ball is by him and well in off the plate.
4 strikeouts now for Ginn. 2 off that sinker and 2 off the slider. First pitch to Adam Frazier fouled. .234 this season for the Angels. So Frazier bounce around after his time in Pittsburgh. Went back to Pittsburgh last year and was traded to Kansas City, so split his time between 2 teams and 2 leagues. Ground ball, and it's a fair one. Kurtz will pick it up, he'll step on the bag, and another efficient inning for JT Ginn. Watch exclusive athletics interviews, extended press conference videos, and tons of YouTube shorts, all on the NBCS Authentic YouTube channel. Subscribe now.
I think I'm going to watch this dude just absolutely mow this helmet full of nachos.
Can we get a stopwatch up there and see how long it takes to get the helmet of nachos?
I mean, he's going to need a straw, because by the time he gets to the bottom of that, it's going to be nacho soup.
Oof, very soupy.
Can I interest you in a soggy tortilla chip?
Oh, man.
Covered in some hot guac.
No, thank you. 1-1 here for Brent Rooker, leading off the top of the 4th. Rooker, Soderstrom, Bolte. Athletics have had 3 total base runners in this game. To right field on the move is Joe Adell, and he'll catch it right before the warning track. 1 gone.
Have you ever eaten anything healthy out of a helmet?
It's a great question. Like, can I please have a salad with light dressing in a helmet?
I'll have the quinoa and kale, please. Athletics helmet, if you could.
You're right. No, we have not. You could chop some watermelon slices up and put them in there, right? Little cubes.
Yeah, I mean, but are we ordering anything that comes in a helmet? That is something your doctor would recommend. Probably not.
I went to Soderstrom, and now the changeup foul tip 0-2. I know this is your first time seeing Rainey alive in his rookie season. Impressed by the changeup.
Love it. Love it.
Dallas Braden, stamp of approval. Swung on out to shallow left center field and caught by Mike Trout.
Well, I love watching a guy get comfortable, and it's not like Mike Trout hasn't been comfortable in center field. That's the land that this man has roamed for a long time. But we saw it early in the ball game. He made a play coming in, and it was Frazier who just kind of tucked and rolled and got out of the way. And you see there, Lowe kind of just backing off, letting the man go to work.
Ground ball for Bolte, and see if Moncada, he's trying to rush it, and on the transfer loses the baseball. Bolte safe at first with 2 outs. He was also flying up the line.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't think there was any chance that he was going to have Bolte, which for Moncada, probably a tough night already. He camped out and let Langoliers beat the throw out. And here, there was just no shot based on the speed of Bolte down the line. It's a high, slow chopper that Moncada gets a decent jump on, but still, the speed just entirely too much.
Brings up McNeil, he swings at the first pitch, and that's off the glove of Neto into center field, and first and second with 2 outs once again. That is going to go down as an error on Neto, and it will be the 28th error of the season for the Angels.
It's a hard hit ball, no question about it. See it work up the ramp of the mound, though, and a pretty easy hop to handle for Neto. It looks like this baseball just shot right over the top of the glove, right off the tip of the webbing there from the shortstop.
A's were in this situation in the third with Nick Kurtz up. Fortunately, couldn't get the job done now. Zach Geloff with the runner in scoring position.
Back
Back. Two hits for the A's, both infield singles. Both of them hit to the third baseman.
Well, maybe a bit of a tough year defensively, I think, for the Halos. I mean, Shawnuel and Peraza at the time, really the only two positive defenders in terms of outs above average. Zach Neto -3 outs above average so far this season. Just about a third of the way through the year.
It's the 7th error on Neto here this year. Oh, that hits Geloff down to the ground.
Goodness.
Trainer Jeff Collins quickly out to check on him, followed by Mark Kotze. You could hear an audible scream from Geloff, but words coming out as soon as the ball hit him.
Well, first things first, it's a changeup. Secondarily, it's off the elbow pad. And that was sort of the thud you hear. What you hope didn't happen is it catch more of the elbow than it did the pad. Looks like Geloff a little shaken up, still going to be all right. He'll make his way down to first base. But look, you got a guy up there blowing 98, 100 miles an hour with a 90, 92 mile an hour changeup. It's not going to feel good regardless of what you get drilled with. But when you're thinking it's 100 miles an hour out of the hand and you end up sewing it on, that can get your attention, to say the least.
No doubt. Well, let's see what the A's can do here with bases loaded for Darell Hernandez. Bolte with speed at third. McNeil at second, Geloff at first, and the pitch in for a strike. We're back to the changeup. Mays had a fly out to right field back in the third inning. Ground ball to Moncada, and he's going to step on third. We'll move on to the bottom of the fourth, scoreless in Anaheim.
Baseball is brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Does it even count as spring if you don't go to the boardwalk? Buy online and save now at beachboardwalk.com.
Sunset time here in Southern California. Beautiful look at the waves, the beach, and the nachos, of course. The three things you think about.
I'm not sure he's made much progress. I'll be honest. He's now tapped in the fork.
Probably smart.
I'm starting to see a breathing pattern that is consistent with maybe getting dominated.
I'm just wondering if there's free refills and someone just keeps coming by to add chips to the helmet, because you're right, it does not look like he has made a dent. Back to the beginning here for JT Ginn. He's faced the Angels order once through, and Dallas, it looked pretty good.
Well, it's looked fantastic. And I think both guys, what you see is just a difference in the efficiency.
Ground ball over to third, and Geloff will play the low hop. One gone.
Great job by Zach Geloff to come and get that hop too. You've got a guy in Neto, pretty athletic, can move down the line in his own right, and instead of giving way and trying to get a bigger hop, you'll see Zach Geloff right here. Go get it. Goes and gets that short hop, which is just an easier hop to handle. Because a lot of times what happens if you start to retreat as a defender, that second hop there, that one that he was able to gather on the short hop, that's when the baseball starts to pick up speed. And we saw it with Henry Bolte in one of his hits back at home. Start to give ground and think you're going to get a better read or a better hop, and then it just creeps up on you. Next thing you know, it's by you as a defender.
Couple balls inside to Mike Trout, 2-0. Well, you see, Mike Trout's played the Athletics just a few times in his career, being in the same division. 179 games against the green and gold. 42 home runs.
Yeah, just a little over a full season's worth of games against the Athletics, and I'd say that's putting together a pretty good run. My goodness, the 42 career homers against the A's, tied for 17th most all time.
You like that, though. The last one, April 2nd, 2023. Ground ball, slowly hit towards third. Charging in is Geloff, and Kurtz will connect on the other end.
Another great job by Zach Geloff. You know that Mike Trout, even as he's aged, if he can sniff out a hit, he's going to be booking it down the line. Great hustle from the captain of the Halos, but watch Geloff get around this baseball. You see that initial first step kind of rounds the ball? This right here, right there. Fielding it off that left foot, throwing it off the right. Just textbook effort from the man at the hot corner.
2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and up is Nolan Shonowell. He'll take the pitch outside, 1-0.
And remember, this is a guy who, in terms of his big league experience, still getting acclimated to the different plays you're going to have to make over there at third base, a position he is familiar with, but at this level, one that he's still getting comfortable with. But he's making it look like he's played third base for 10 years in the big leagues.
A couple of great looks there, too, on those replays of his pre-pitch preparation, which I know you've talked so much about. Inside, 2-1. Just getting in that rhythm, right?
That's it. You get in the rhythm. I mean, I watched Matt Chapman for a long time over at third base. I played with a guy in Eric Chavez, who one of the best third base defenders going. Talking about 6, Jenny, not 4, not 5, 6 gold gloves.
Some good hardware.
And a large part of being able to man that position is pre-pitch preparation, understanding that tracking the baseball at that position is very different than any other position on the infield. With the majority of the offense coming from the right side, you got to be able to avert your eyes from the mound to home plate before the ball crosses. Check him.
He'll check him.
Yeah, he did.
And he did. Shonowell does go around, and he'll be the 5th strikeout for JT Ginn. Another 3 up, 3 down.
Divisional play heats up as the Mariners sail into Sacktown. That's Memorial Day. Kick off the weekend with a Memorial Day military giveaway, followed by a special swim night featuring exclusive A's swim caps. You can spend your week catching some of the best baseball in the West. Get tickets right now at athletics.com/tickets.
Carlos Cortez rolls it over to the first baseman, and Shonowell, he'll hand it off to Urania, and 1 quick out here in the top of the 5th. 70 pitches for Walbert Urania. Shea Langoliers up now for the 3rd time here this evening. An infield hit for Shea, one of the 2 hits that the A's have. He's reached base in a career high of 17 straight, hitting .406 over that time. 28 of his 58 hits coming in this span.
Well, Jenny, the biggest difference tonight between the 2 guys on the mound has just been the efficiency. Both have thrown the ball very well. JT Ginn sitting at 39 pitches.
Ground ball to third. Moncada won't wait as long this time with the speedy Langoliers. 2 gone.
And Urania, as you see, just delivered pitch number 72, but still very much on track in terms of average pitches per inning.
And he's trying to get back into prime efficiency mode. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Kurtz takes a timeout.
That's why I highlighted what JT Ginn has done in terms of the efficiency at the plate against these hitters. 3 or less pitch plate appearances, 54% for JT Ginn. That is A+ when you consider that the big league average was 44%.
Yeah.
And even if you go to a fourth pitch, well, 69% as opposed to the big league average 63%. Just a fantastic job of force feeding strikes.
And pacing in the dugout, waiting to get back out there in the bottom of the fifth. 1-1 to Kurtz, and he fouls it. How about Nick Kurtz? A full season under his belt. 162 games played entering tonight. Umpire takes the timeout so Kurtz can look at his battle as well. 44 homers, 115 runs batted in, 100 plus walks over that time. Look at this, he joins Ted Williams and Juan Soto, the only 3 lefties in the history of the game through their first 162 to have numbers with 30 plus homers, 100 plus RBI, and 100 plus walks. This time a ground ball, and it's gonna get past a diving Shonwell and bounce around towards the right field corner, and Nick Kurtz comes up with a double. Now reach base safely in 41 straight.
Just keep rolling, big fella. Speaking of rolling, he's going to roll the pole on a changeup here that stays up just a bit, more so than the majority of the changeups we've seen from Urania tonight. Shonwell going to lay out, throw some leather at it, not able to get to it. And Nick Kurtz going to Cadillac into second with a 2-out double.
Ninth double on the season for Kurtz as Brent Rooker takes a strike. And of course, now that he's reached base 41 times, Jack Cuss is below him. Let's take a look at the ABS challenge. And just caught the corner. So the call confirmed. A's losing a challenge. They're down to 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So up next on the list, Dallas, that's a pretty good name to be chasing. A couple of good names to be chasing.
Yeah, and this might be the only way that Nick Kurtz can ever catch Ricky, literally. But just 5 ball games away from tying the Man of Steel.
0-2 and into shallow right. Going to his knees is Joe Adele, and he makes the catch. Robs Rooker of a catch. Hand up for Mark Kotze. See if the A's want to take a look at this. You're still waiting. Well, and he caught it.
Yeah, Rooker made a good swing on the ball. His last at bat out there to Adele. Adele answers with a great snag this time.
Get all your highlights, analysis, live updates, and more. Everything an athletics fan needs. The NBC Sports California app. Download now. Well, that's not ugly. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Oh, pretty good scene. Pretty good scene.
Beautiful sunset. Beautiful to see green and gold in the house. Great place to take in a ball game. JT Ginn. We're in the bottom of the fifth, middle of the order. Seeing Jorge Soler for the second time, then Moncada and Adele. 12 batters faced through the first 4 innings. 5 strikeouts, some ground ball outs.
Well, he's done that right there over these first 4 innings, and that's stay off the barrel. He's gotten some swing and miss. He's made some good hitters look foolish.
Ground ball chop but foul down the third baseline. With the at-bat tonight, Soler now 0 for 3 in his career against JT Ginn. All 3 have resulted in a strikeout. And with a 1-2 count, here's the pitch. And another strikeout. Slider gets him. That's 6 total for Ginn.
This is a great example of how that sinker opens up the rest of the arsenal. You saw Soler try to do everything he could to cover the sinker in off the plate. And in an effort to do so, you see the slider out of the hand. You feel like it's going to be close. It's just a wave and a futile miss.
Begins Moncada with a strike off the sinker. Check down to third, didn't go. Two and one. Again, faced the Angels twice last year, once at Sutter Health Park and once here at Angels Stadium. That start on the road, a good one. 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 5 strikeouts. Talked about his efficiency to this point into 47 pitches. Haven't been a lot of deep counts. There's a 3-1 count on Moncada here. And misses outside, so it'll be the first base runner for the Angels. A walk from Moncada with 1 out. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
And with 1 out and 1 on, it'll bring up Joe Adell. With that walk, Dallas, we've now seen Ginn walk at least 1 batter in all of his appearances except for 1, and that was a relief appearance back in April.
What you see, Joe Adell trying to take care of the flock of gnats in front of home plate.
Is that what that is?
Yep.
That was just an imaginary friend creeping up. Had to get him out of the way.
I mean, not quite the midge game. And I think JT Ginn was kind of curious as to what was happening. See David Rackley come in from second base. He's just taking care of some bug issues.
Well, there they are.
Get out of here. That's where you need that bug zapper tennis racket.
That's right. They don't make the bat version quite yet. Might be a market for that. 0-2.
Personally, big fan of the bug assault.
I mean, you got my husband on that thing. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Trust me, he gets that thing out and I'm like, everyone duck.
Yep.
Don't want that salt coming anywhere near me. I've used it once or twice.
I'm sure you have.
Pretty good aim, not gonna lie. And a swing and a miss. Joe Adell down on a slider.
Yeah, it looked like Joe Adell had a little bit better luck against the Nats than he does this nasty slider.
That'll bring up Josh Lowe with 2 outs. Lowe, one of the 7 strikeout victims here tonight. JT Ginn has had everything working. Of course, the season high for him was 8 strikeouts. That was in Philadelphia a couple starts ago, and he went 8 innings. Swing and a miss.
Again, just another less than stellar swing. And when you see Lowe abandoning the top hand, trying to pull that bat as far in as he can, but realizing I got no shot to even get to this pitch.
The 1-1. 2-2 now. Was that a cheer for a foul ball catch or for the guy that finished the nachos out of the helmet?
I don't know that he's made much progress still. I mean, I'm sure we'll check in at some point in time. But it looks like a fan in the third deck gave a fan in the second deck a nice surprise they weren't expecting.
Stay on your toes. Up.
Oh, hey.
Little dent.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a napkin in? Did he throw the towel in already?
No. Just halftime. I mean, they don't put it directly into the helmet. We're living in a society, Jenny. Jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That was a misplay in the stands.
Well, that's twice in a row now. Halos fans have just completely botched a foul ball opportunity.
It was off our deck up here, right in his hand. He had it, and then just let it go. Now runner taken off, and Shea had the ball drop out of his glove. So now a runner in scoring position here in this at bat for low 3-2.
Well, JT Ginn has essentially been in cruise control the entire night. What you don't want to have happen is so much in cruise control you start to lose track the fact that you do have a base runner out there. Stolen base there by Mancata.
His first of the season. And now the payoff pitch. A dribbler back towards the pitcher, and Ginn handles it. One left on via a walk. We'll go to the 6th, scoreless in Anaheim. The 2026 All-Star Teacher Award presented by Provident Credit Union. Go to NBCSportsCalifornia.com/AST to check out Matt Hoffman of Redwood Continuation High School in Castro Valley, as well as other finalists, and vote for your All-Star Teacher. The grand prize winning teacher school will receive $30,000. Vote now. Got some faithful in the house.
That's right. The Mauler, the Milwaukee Mauler.
I gotta meet him still.
You want to talk about a A-plus
Oh, look
human
who
being?
else is here.
He brought his little buddy.
Ah, look at that.
That's Road Trip Mike sitting in his shirt pocket.
These his eyes tonight. Well, it looks like to take a look at the bugs a little bit closer than just Joe Adell's bat. We're going to get some actual spray happening.
Oh, that should be healthy.
Everybody stop breathing. Yeah, the Nats are out tonight. And so now Wilbert Urania has to wait. Tyler Soderstrom.
All right, everybody take a deep breath.
Man.
Guy's got a hose.
The job of a groundskeeper, right? Can do just about anything. Logan O'Hoppe did not take a step back at all. He just let that spray rain on down.
Yeah, whatever.
Tyler Soderstrom will watch the first pitch, 1-0. Soderstrom, Bolte, McNeil. And a ground ball to second. Frazier to Shonowell, 1 out.
This half inning brought to you by Raid. I mean, where was that when the midges broke out? You know? Oh, they're back.
Oh, there they are. Henry Bolte takes first pitch strike.
Our folks at Official Pest Prevention got you covered back in SAC.
That's right. They were here. Easy cleanup,
Be a
right?
done deal.
2 count for Bolte. Had a single in the 4th, an infield hit. A's with 3 hits. Built some traffic the last couple of innings. And a swing and a miss. 2 gone.
And just a downer of a slide piece. I'll tell you right now, this dude is nasty. Pretty good reason why he's getting the opportunities he's getting right now for Kurt Suzuki and the Halos.
Swung on through McNeil, a base hit into right field. And again, with 2 outs, the Athletics are trying to get some offense rolling.
Well, McNeil hit a ball hard last time up. Back up the middle that Neto couldn't handle. This one he's able to get over the leaping Frazier.
Here's Zach Geloff with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Changeup has resulted in a lot of swings and misses.
He's been filthy. Just absolutely filthy.
Oh, 2. Zach was hit by a pitch in the 4th. It loaded up the bases. He's not able to get much done. The righty and Sam Bachman warming up for the Halos now. Ureña's season high is 92 pitches. Just a few away from that at 89 here against Geloff. Two and 2. And the pitch.
Well, that pitch count creeping up for Ureña, which very well may be the best thing to happen here for the Athletics. Be able to scratch out 4 hits, just not much after that.
And the 2-2 broken bat. And Adam Frazier able to play it. McNeil had a single, but he is left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Scoreless.
This powerful performance is brought to you by Xfinity. JT Ginn is spinning a gem, and we have really highlighted the sinker, but I think the sinker and its execution, as I thought it would do, has opened up that slider and what it's capable of. You saw the strikeouts, 7 tonight, and 4 have come on that slider. And we mentioned that it was a vertical strike zone tonight with Nestor Ceja behind the plate, and pitches down or right around the lower rail of the strike zone, and maybe at the top for Ureña with a 4-seam fastball could possibly have been a factor. But I think it's just the simple and continued execution of that sinker for JT Ginn that has left these hitters trying to figure out how to cover 18+ inches worth of horizontal movement in on the hands of a righty, and then that slider darting away from him. I mean, it truly feels like it's an unfair at bat when a guy has one of his pitches on a string, like you see JT Ginn tonight with a couple of them, that sinker and slider combo.
Looking happy with the 2-2 count. Took his time out and back in. You can kind of see the gnats still right there in front of home plate flying around. Fisted and a catch for McNeil near second base. 1 out. I'll bring up the left-handed hitter and Adam Frazier. 63 pitches for JT Ginn. Faced 17 batters in the game, 1 above the minimum. 1 base runner. It was a walk to Yon Moncada back in the 5th. Frazier grounded out to Darryl Hernandez. Ended the 3rd inning. Again, has been so fantastic out on the road this year, especially as a starter for the Athletics. Check down to 3rd. Frazier held back. ERA sitting at 1.48.
Is that good?
It's pretty good. There's 4 earned runs allowed in the road starts.
You know, I think there's a lot of pride to be taken as well, Jenny, in kind of blocking out where you're at, making the mound home, regardless of being in your home ballpark or on the road. And that's something that your teammates take note of as well.
2-2. Hard shot, 1 hopper at Hernandez. He bobbled it a bit. Kurtz with the stretch, and he's out.
How about it? Way to hold the bag, big fella. That ball had a little English on it. Darryl Hernandez was going to have to make sure he was able to body up, stay in front of that baseball as it made its way out towards him. Take a look. You can see that ball with a slight curve to it. And Nick Kurtz using every bit of that 6'6" plus frame as Darryl's able to gather it, pin it down, and fire it over. Just a great job of working the bag by Nick Kurtz as well.
Again, has worked through the Angels' order twice now. You can see him pump his fist. Loves the way the defense has worked for him. He's had the strikeouts. They've had the ground ball outs. 6 total ground ball outs in the game. Neto had 1 of those. He also struck out. That was back in the 1st to kick things off.
And I tell you, if Nick Kurtz doesn't work his way back towards the outfield side of first base, not only does he not give himself a chance to gather that ball cleanly, that's the difference between a base runner or not right now.
2-0 to Neto.
Oh,
He's fooled on the sinker.
take a look. You see where he's at on the bag? I mean, he is on the other side of the bag. He's quite literally on the outfield side of first base, not just on the corner, not close to the top of the bag, on the outfield side of first base. Just a phenomenal job with the footwork.
2-1.
I tell you, that has been something that, believe it or not, in my opinion, has gone under the radar for Nick Kurtz this year. We have highlighted the defense. Folks who've watched a lot of Athletics baseball have seen Nick Kurtz do a great job defensively. But because of what he's done at the plate, efforts like this kind of get lost in the shuffle. But that's a big man right there, putting some agility on display. Not lost on me how much that means.
Yeah, it has been fun to watch Nick Kurtz, not only the defensive improvements this year, but as you mentioned, the bag work, helping out the rest of the infield defense. 2-2 after Neto fouled the pitch off him. And the pitch. That's going to hit Neto. Langlear's checking on him.
Well, Neto going to go home with a few bruises tonight. Remember, he fouled the pitch off his foot to begin the ball game. That didn't feel too hot. Now he catches a sinker from Ginn right on the thigh. Little Charlie horse. Looks like that caught some of Nestor Ceja as well. You're all right, Nestor. You got a chest protector on. You'll be fine. We got some ice for you too, Neto, after the ball game. You see Shea Langeliers having a little fun with both those fellas.
Just the second base runner for the Angels here tonight. As Chris Cuccione is checking on Ceja as well.
You see Ceja just kind of Pointing to his midsection there. Take a look here. Right off the thigh of Neto, and then the ricochet. Wham! Right in the breadbasket for Nestor. You'll be all right. 2 Advil, please.
That'll wake you up in the 6th. Here's Mike Trout with a runner on first in Neto. 2 outs, and again trying to get Trout for the 3rd time tonight. Check over first on Neto. 7 stolen bases this year for the Angels shortstop. And the pitch to Trout. Close one, call the ball. Trout leads the Angels 11 home runs this season. Also walked 41 times. He'll take a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, you just see by the way Trouty waggled the bat there, a little unsure whether or not that was a strike. It's been well documented, some of the issues that Mike Trout has had with pitches up and elevated in the zone. Where JT again is going right now. I'd like to see him be able to crowd Mike Trout as well.
Ground ball to Geloff. Over to first. And they will leave Zach Neto on base after he was hit by a pitch through 6 for JT Ginn.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
Happy birthday, Mr. October. Reggie Jackson turning 80 years young today.
What a G.
So cool.
What an absolute stud.
I mean, do you get all 5 of your World Series rings out and put them on today? Just look at them.
Well, I don't know that I'd ever put them away.
Very true.
And if I was Mr. October, 5-time World Series champion, yeah, I'd, Jenny, as I like to say, if you're not your own favorite flavor, you are licking the wrong ice cream cone. And Reggie Jackson, absolutely a favorite flavor of a lot of folks. Speaking of flavor, it was a tasty outing tonight for Walbert Urena. 6 shutout innings from the young right-hander. Couple of walks, 4 punch-outs.
There with the ground ball to short. Neto coming in, and that'll be the first out.
He'll give way to Mr. Bachman, who's going to try to pick up where he left off. But these 2 right-handers tonight dueling it out here at the Big A. And I think, I mean, from what I saw tonight with Walbert Urena, that's a guy that you got to keep an eye on moving forward. His stuff is just entirely too good. And sure, with a couple walks, I still believe that the command was decent. But the confidence that he has in his secondary stuff and that changeup, I mean, that changeup is top tier. Top tier.
Pulled a lot of ace hitters tonight. The 0-1 to Cortez fouled back, and now 0-2. Cortez has reached twice, 2 walks for him. A's have left 8 on base.
And that's kind of been the issue, right? You get them on, got to get them on, get them over. You'd love to be able to get them in.
A lot of that traffic coming with 2 outs as well. 1-2 now. What else would be remiss if we didn't also wish a very happy birthday to another special athletic, the general manager of the team. Happy birthday, David Force.
That's right.
Another round number, turning 50 today. Up the middle, and look at that. Carlos Cortez giving out birthday hits.
Cortez just going to bang this right back up through the box. Watch your lips, Bachman. $50? Doesn't look a day over 57.
You stop. I was surprised. I thought it was at least like 47, 48.
A guy who has done a lot of great work for this organization. At times, a lot of moves behind the scenes, and I'm not talking about just on the baseball front. I'm talking about taking care of people. Something this group has done a nice job of. Langalier's going to foul this back and out of play.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. Great with people.
Well, it's nice. I think what's fun too is I've gotten to see his beautiful family kind of grow up at the ballpark.
Langeliers pops this up in play this time, but foul territory. O'Hoppe with the catch to gone. And it was bats that the A's catcher is going to be frustrated about.
Well, you see Shea right there talking to Brent Rooker about what he just saw. Tell him, yeah, it's running straight across.
Nick Kurtz up for the 4th time tonight. Got a double on his last at bat in the 5th. One of 5 hits for the Athletics. Double gave way to 41 consecutive games reaching base for Kurtz. Of course, the longest active by a long shot in Major League Baseball right now. Strike off the changeup, 1-1. Two.
Well, we saw the A's struggle to generate some offense in yesterday's getaway ball game. You kind of highlighted the fact that they've had some opportunities today. Just 5 hits, but they've had base runners.
And a swing and a miss. Kurtz strikes out to end the 7th here. 1 left on. We'll stretch in Anaheim. No score.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
The Big A, the first time the Athletics and Angels are meeting here in 2026, and we have no score through 6.5. You can see the line there. No runs for the A's, 5 hits. A 1 count for Nolan Shawnuel up for the 3rd time. A fly out and a strikeout. Seven strikeouts for JT Ginn. There's 2 base runners here tonight. It was a walk to Yon Moncada. Zach Neto was hit by a pitch in the 6th.
Guinea's been out there slicing and dicing. It has been a master class of moving the baseball all around the strike zone. I mean, I can't remember a time recently where we've seen so many off balance and just uncomfortable swings from hitters like we have seen tonight from the Angels.
And a swing and a miss.
Oh.
There's one of them. 8 strikeouts now.
I mean, tied him into a pretzel. Slider just gets wrapped around, working its way down. I mean, Shonwell trying to clear the front side just to try to get to it, maybe even just fight it off if he could. Not so much.
Soler takes a strike.
Fill it up. Pump one.
And another.
Just absolute paint. Paint. So they're trying to slow the roll right now.
It's been a slider that's put him away twice tonight. 2 strikeouts for Soler. Here's the 0-2. This will be pitch 85 for Ginn. And it's another strikeout.
I mean, just dotting I's and crossing T's. Paint me like one of your French girls. Hey, Jorge, can I help you? No thanks. Just looking.
Ties a career high now for JT Ginn. And fell. And Moncada tried to fire it down the line. And Jorge Soler went straight in and used the phone in the dugout to see if he could call limousine service to get JT Ginn out of here ASAP. Jorge Soler 0 for 5 in his career with 5 strikeouts against Ginn. Pitch outside to Moncada, 1-1. Is there a pitch you're enjoying more from JT Ginn here tonight?
I think it's really just how he's deployed the entire arsenal.
And a swing and a miss. This time the slider. How about striking out the side in the 7th? 10 strikeouts, a career high now for JT Ginn on a roll. Scoreless as we go to the 8th here at Angels Stadium. First pitch swinging for Brent Rooker. A ground ball to second, or excuse me, to short. Neto over to first. Neto stepping right in front of second base, making the out.
And there's been a lot of that tonight. A lot of early outs.
One gone, and it'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom for the 4th time. Sody's 0 for 3.
He's got some more action in their bullpen. Looks like Zephyr starting to loosen up now.
0-2 off the foul ball.
Here's the right-hander.
The Athletics have had 5 hits in the game, and they've all come in the last 5 innings. 1 hit each inning. They've built some traffic, just haven't been able to get the big hit.
Well, offense has been tough to come by tonight, no question.
It certainly has. See the A's give some run support for JT Ginn. Here's the 2-2. Now full count for Soderstrom.
When you go back to his last 2 outings, that's now 22 innings for JT Ginn. Just 1 earned run allowed.
Henry Bolte on deck has one of those 5 hits. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Soderstrom, 2 gone. Well, time for the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Service Champions. Staying in California, Southern California, that is. 3 more against the Angels, then it'll be 3 in San Diego over the weekend. Memorial Day, come spend it at the ballpark with us in West Sacramento as the Seattle Mariners come to town for 3, an off day next Thursday, and then the New York Yankees. First pitch misses to Henry Bolte. Nice to stay in the Golden State for a minute. The A's are in the midst of a 19-game stretch here. Backhanded by the first baseman and a nice feed from Shonowell to the pitcher. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Scoreless in Anaheim. This game summary is brought to you by Toyota. A lot of zeros up there. Scoreless here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. JT Ginn, a career game. 7 innings pitched so far. 10 strikeouts, which is a career high on 89 pitches. Over to Urania on the other side. The rookie pitcher for the Halos, also with a nice outing. First pitch swinging for Joe Adell, and a catch in center field for Henry Bolte. 1 out in the 8th. And for the A's, it's been 5 hits for them. Nick Kurtz has a double. Outside of that, 4 singles, 2 of those infield hits. Not able to get it moving on the offensive end for either side.
Well, both guys, both starters with phenomenal stuff tonight.
Here's Josh Lowe. Look at that note. Former A. Mason Miller, going to see him this weekend in a Padres uniform. Last pitcher to toss 7 innings without allowing a hit. Remember he was a starter?
Oh, I remember.
JT Ginn at one point this year was a reliever coming out of the bullpen for the A's to start the year. First 3 appearances, and was inserted into the starting rotation against the New York Mets. Built up his pitch count ever since, and the most pitches he's had in an outing this year, 96, approaching that here in the 8th. Hoppy on deck. And here's the 3-1. Swung on to center field. Bolte on the move. Bolte with the catch. 2 gone.
Bolte with the burners on it. We've seen some pretty good defensive efforts tonight as well. The play by Daryl Hernandez in the 6th. A couple of plays by Zach Geloff back in the 4th.
Foul ball for Hoppy, 0-1. About Nick Kurtz on the bag.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's been a great display of defense after what was, quite frankly, an inefficient defensive homestand, I'll say.
Yeah, fair point. Well, 9 errors for the Athletics over the last week. Very uncharacteristic of the kind of team they've been playing like through the first quarter of the season here. 2-1 to Ohapi. He's now season high in pitches for JT Ginn.
You can get a baseball that's got a strike in it. Katse watching very closely.
Popped up. Exactly what the doctor ordered, left side, and it'll be Daryl Hernandez making the catch. Through 8 for JT Ginn, and the green and gold will give him a standing O. We move on to the 9th, scoreless.
Welcome back. Time now for your play of the day, presented by your California Ford dealings. Dude has been doing just that, dealing. 8 innings of outstanding baseball from JT Ginn tonight. Career high 10 punch outs, all on 99 pitches. Just a couple base runners against JT Ginn tonight. And this A's offense in need of scratching, maybe even just a run across right now. And they'll try their luck against right-hander Ryan Zefferjohn, making his 16th appearance of the season here against the Athletics. It'll be Jeff McNeil to lead things off. McNeil has reached base twice tonight. An error back in the 4th on a hard hit ball up the middle to Zach Neto, and a single he lined to right. Count now 1-1 against McNeil.
McNeil, Geloff, Hernandez. Trying to rally in the 9th for a run. One and 2 now. McNeil fighting through it, trying to get on for the Athletics. It was a clean 8th for Sam Bachman after the A's had built traffic the previous 5 innings. 2-2 count. Spirited crowd on a Monday night. An AL West matchup. And scoreless.
Well, I think fans tonight have been treated to quite a duel. Look out.
Yep. And Christensen will run it down. And the pitch. Fly ball. Out to right. Joe Adele calling for it, and he'll have the catch. One gone. Well, I think we got a trend going on in Major League Baseball right now, Dallas. Come out to the park, get excited, and lose your shirt while you're at it.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
Cardinals fans were doing that, and Holly Marmol, their manager, rewarded them with a trip to the clubhouse. So maybe these guys out in left are really just trying to get Kurt Suzuki's attention. Some out in right as well. 0-1 to Zach Geloff. I mean, you would totally be that fan. If this was the late 90s, you're in high school, you'd rally your friends together to come to the ballpark.
Tarps off, say less.
1-1 here for Geloff. Zach reached in the 4th. He was hit by a pitch. And Zach's gonna get a base hit with 1 out. Drive into left center, and Geloff trying to fire up the offense.
Well, Geloff jumping all over a sweeper here from Zefferjon that, when you break it down, maybe the toughest pitch to put in play to get a hit on in baseball, Jenny. Opponents hitting .059 against the Zefferjon sweeping slider, lowest average against any qualified individual pitch in the big leagues this year. And that means they're going to have to start having a little conversation about what to do next here with Lawrence Butler stepping up. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price.
Big spot for Lawrence Butler off the bench.
Well, and something to pay attention to here is Zefferjon, maybe a little bit of time taken to get down the mound here with runners on base. About a 1.4 is about as quick as he's going to get to home plate here. He's got a big leg kick, and with one out, might be an opportunity, especially with Lawrence Butler at the plate. Left-hander Kevin up Ohapi, who's got a great throwing arm, to grab an extra and a very important 90 feet.
1-1 here for Butler. Butler 0 for 6 as a pinch hitter here this season. Due for a knock.
Yeah.
Going is Geloff. Ohapi with the throw. And it was late. A stolen base.
For the time being.
For the time being, as we're going to take a look in the Angels dugout.
Well, Neto quickly, you can start with holding the tag. So take a look at the hand. Hand on the bag in time. Looks like they're going to keep it rolling here. And I think Geloff does a great job of holding the tag the entire time, or holding the bag, excuse me, with his left hand until that left foot comes across the bag.
2-1 to Butler, swing and a miss.
And the reason I mentioned the success against that sweeping slider of Zefferjon Butler, outside of Jonah Hine being the...
And this is going to drop in a base hit. Here comes Geloff. The Athletics on the board, 1-0. Lawrence Butler off the bench and coming through in a big way.
How about the Law Dog? Lawrence Butler coming up in a huge spot. Zach Geloff does a fantastic job of snagging an all-important 90 feet with a stolen base, and Lawrence Butler able to stick the head of the bat out, catch that slider that's been devastating for Zefferjon. Geloff with a great read off the bat, motoring around third. Safe by a mile at home, and the Athletics have broken the seal here in the 9th inning. Just a great job on the base path by Zach Geloff and Lawrence Butler. You want to talk about a guy who could use all the confidence in the world? Mark Kotsay showing all the confidence in Lawrence Butler in the game's biggest spot to come up and get the job done, and the Law Dog delivers.
Lawrence has been watching what JT Ginn has been providing all night. He wanted to deliver for the starting pitcher.
And we know that Lawrence Butler has had success in his own right on the base path at times. He very well may find himself in scoring position sooner rather than later.
2-0 for Carlos Cortez, now 3-0. What a great series of events for the Athletics with one out. Geloff getting the base hit, the stolen base. Lawrence taking off, but it will be a walk for Cortez. Third walk of the night for Carlos in the leadoff spot for the first time this season. First and second with one out. Shea Langoliers coming to the plate.
I mean, Cortez on base 4 out of 5 times tonight. Just a great job at the top of the lineup.
Shea 1 for 4 here in game 1 against the Angels. It was an infield hit back in the 3rd. This guy's clutch late in the game. 420 is the batting average. 7th inning or later for Shea Langoliers. I mean, you can look at a lot of lists offensively. Shea's on him. Bullpen in action for the Angels. Chase Silseth now warming up. Here's the 2-0. Inside. A lot of misses here for Zeferjan. And the pitch missing, a full pitch walk to Langoliers, and that will load the bases for one dangerous man in Nick Kurtz.
And nowhere to put the big left-hander. And I think right now, Zeferjan, after giving up a couple hits on a pitch that has been lights out for him, searching for answers. O'Hoppe gonna take a slow walk out to the mound right now, and that's gonna give some time for that bullpen for the Halos to get cranking and possibly get ready for a matchup here. This meeting on the mound brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price, and sure enough, here comes Halo skipper Kurt Suzuki out to the mound. Kurt's going to make the call to the bullpen. That'll be it for Zeferjan. A's push one across, looking for a few more. Bases loaded, just one out.
Top of the 9th, bases loaded and one out. Nick Kurtz coming to the plate. Time for some insurance. It took till the 9th for the Athletics to score. Zach Geloff was plated off a Lawrence Butler pinch hit single. And that's where we sit as the Angels have made a pitching change, going to the righty in Chase Silseth. I mean, what a game, Dallas. Just chipping away. The Athletics trying to build something offensively. Couldn't get the job done. They left 8 on base until the 9th. 1-1.
When you come through in a big spot when it matters most, that's exactly what Zach Geloff and Lawrence Butler have done. And that is what has led to this situation we find ourselves in right now. Bags juice, just one out, with Nick Kurtz at the dish, ready to open it up.
Bounces in. Logan O'Hoppe found it as Lawrence Butler thought about taking off. It remains at 3rd.
Tough pitch for O'Hoppe to body up on. Does a pretty good job of getting to it. Able to hold Butler at 3rd for the time being.
Here's the 2-1. Kurtz, a chopper to second, fed to short and off to first. The double play is going to end the top of the 9th. But the A's got the run they needed. They are up 1-0 for JT Ginn. Wow.
Well, it's been an exciting ball game. No doubt about it. I mentioned that we have been treated to a pitcher's duel. Ureña threw the ball very well for the Halos. Just not quite able to keep pace with what JT Ginn has done tonight. Pretty special night here for Mike Fiers. You go back to May 7th, 2019. Threw up a lot of goose eggs against the Cincinnati Reds. Some important goose eggs, if you will. Mike Fiers engulfed by his teammates.
Pretty special list in athletics history.
And folks, it's not an individual effort when you have a special night. And we've highlighted some defense behind JT Ginn this evening. Nick Kurtz in a big spot, able to hold the bag with some fancy footwork over there at first base. We've seen Zach Geloff a couple different times over at third base make some great plays. Henry Bolte out in center field, a couple hard hit balls his way late in the game. And I think you got to give a ton of credit to Mark Kotsay tapping in Lawrence Butler after a big hit from Zach Geloff, who then, at the biggest point in the ball game, was able to steal second base. And Lawrence Butler responds with an RBI knock to put the green and gold on the board. You needed a run, hopefully just one run is what Mark Kotsay is thinking at that time. And Lawrence Butler pays it off with a big hit. It'll be JT Ginn, Adam Frazier here to get the bottom of the ninth started here in Anaheim.
Pitch 100 on the night for JT Ginn, and it's a strike. And a 1 count for Adam Frazier. Ginn's faced 2 above the minimum. Walking a hit by pitch. 0-2. We talked about defense and how important it's going to be. Now Lawrence Butler, after that important hit off the bench to give the A's a 1-0 lead, is in right field. And there's the newest A. Luke Williams taking over at short for Darryl Hernandez. And the pitch over the head and into center field. The Angels break up the no-hitter here in the ninth. Off the bat of Adam Frazier. And you see the Athletic faithful in the crowd, a standing O. In fact, the Angels fans joining in. What a pitching performance for JT Ginn here tonight. And now JT Ginn with Vita Blue in history. Last day's pitcher to lose a no-hitter. And that was back in 1976. Jose Siri is going to be the pinch runner for the Angels. Now it's time to bear down and go to work. Langoliers is out to give his pitcher a nice attaboy. The 2 worked fantastic tonight, but the work's not done yet with a base runner on first in a 1-0 game.
That's it, job's not done. You got to quickly compartmentalize and get right back on the horse here. And with what we have seen from the right-hander tonight, good chance you're just 1 pitch away from getting yourself a couple outs, roll up a 2-ball. Let's go get that 3rd out. But still work to be done here. And it starts with Zach Neto.
Neto was one of the 3 base runners that the Angels have had tonight, hit by a pitch in the 6th. Pitch outside, 1-0. Sinker for a strike, 1-1.
The batter is challenging the call of strike.
We'll have an ABS challenge, just one left for each team.
The pitch is the ball. The count is 2-0. Los Angeles has one challenge remaining.
So Neto correct in his ABS call. 2-0 count now. To center field, going back is Henry Bolte at the track, leaping up, and a home run for Zach Neto. A 2-1 walk-off win on a home run. What a gut punch for the Athletics. On a career-high night for JT Ginn, had a no-hitter going into the ninth. Athletics able to scratch across the run they needed. And Dallas, they leave losing this game 2-1.
Just an incredibly unfortunate series of events. The Athletics were able to generate offense when they needed it most. And Zach Neto said, not so fast. Able to extend on a sinker down in the zone and drove it out to the biggest part of the ballpark. And all Henry Bolte could do was watch it sail into the trees.
Heartbreaker here in Anaheim to open up a Southern California road trip. Angels victorious 2-1. The final as they walk off the Athletics. And for JT Ginn, a night that had so much promise ends in so much disappointment.
Jenny, it's about as rough of a finish as I think you could expect when you consider how the entire evening went from first pitch. It was a pitcher's duel. JT Ginn outpaced Ureña, but unfortunately, the last team standing here tonight not wearing green and gold.
The Angels snapped their 6-game losing streak with the 2-1 walk-off win off the bat of Zach Neto. Plenty to wrap up, including the night for JT Ginn. Stay tuned. Ace Cast on NBC Sports, presented by Toyota, starts now.